Long Yi carefully put away the magic letter of Si, then sitting on the bed, he started to meditate. He had arrived in this world only a few days ago but had gone through many things. So currently he was in urgent need to sort out everything and determine his direction. CreativeNovels.com approved only. The eastern sky started to become bright, and when the first rays of sunlight shined upon the body of Long Yi, he lightly breathed out, stood up, and straightened his back. Right now his eyes were filled with determination. He had already experienced the law of the jungle of the world in his previous incarnation. Since this was a natural law, then he would have to become the strongest, and stand on the top of the pyramid of this world, and look down upon all living creatures. At that time, he would have the final say in all the rules of the world. Long Yi faced towards the sun. His eyes were dazzled by the rays of lights and he laughed heartily with lofty sentiments inside his heart. After that, he packed up his big bed, and then he started to advance towards the direction of Light City. Perhaps he could see Si there once again. He used Great Cosmos Shift for 2 or 3 hours and then was unable to go on. After all, his internal energy was too weak. Suddenly, like a flash of light, he remembered what Si said, in which she had said that, if there really was any kind of a real flying magic spell, then that magic spell would definitely fall under the category of wind element magic. Remembering the cyan-colored wind-attributed magic elements inside the sea of consciousness, Long Yi got agitated. Wind is the king of speed, so, if one had learned wind element magic and encountered any dangerous situation, then one could have at least a very high chance to save Oni Euro trademark's life. Afterwards, thinking of a flying skill in his mind, Long Yi released his spiritual power and called out a wind-attributed magic element and prepared himself for a flying magic spell. Cyan-colored magic elements widely poured out from his body. Long Yi abruptly flew straight towards the sky at a high speed. And before he could get excited, his body started to slow down and fall towards the ground. Fortunately, Long Yi had already prepared himself for failure, so somersaulting a few times in the air, he lightly landed on the ground. *CK. Again with insufficient magic power. It seems, hereafter, I must painstakingly cultivate magic power. Euro trademark S truly is too depressing. Long Yi kicked a big tree to vent off the discontent inside his heart. But cultivating magic power for an amount of short time is not enough, and this flying magic spell consumes a huge amount of magic power, so what Euro trademark S to be done? Long Yi walked as he thought. After thinking for a long time, he suddenly patted his thigh. Since flying was not possible, why not think about ways to make his own body agiler? That earth bear could use gravity spell, which was a special nature of earth element, then why can't Euro trademark T he use the wind element Euro trademark S agile and elegant special nature, to create a Gale magic spell? After completing his thoughts, thinking that magic spell in his mind, Long Yi summoned the wind-attributed magic element again, and his body flashed with cyan-colored light, and he suddenly felt as light as a feather. Unexpectedly he had succeeded. Note: it's already mentioned that our MC can use any magic spell as long as the pictures the magic spell inside his mind, unlike others. After that, he used a little bit of his internal energy and operated the Great Cosmos Shift, and the speed was twice as fast compared to before. The consumption of internal force was also only half. Long Yi took off and landed several times, and just like a ghost, his figure jumped forward and disappeared from that place. After about 20 minutes, the effect of Gale magic spell wore off his body and his speed slowed down. But luckily the Gale magic spell didn't Euro trademark T consume a large amount of magic power, therefore, after the effect had vanished, he could cast it again. In a similar fashion, he moved for a day and finally discovered a small town before dark. Long Yi had heard that Light City was only a 3 days walking distance from this place. But for the current Long Yi, if he used the Gale magic spell and the Great Cosmos Shift, then he only needed about half a day to reach the Light City. Long Yi looked for an inn to stay. After that, he ate and drank and cooped up in his room. Under the soft light of illumination magic, Long Yi started to browse through the bookshelves inside his space ring. His main target was naturally magic books. Long Yi searched out various elements a trademark elementary and intermediate magic books. He even discovered a dark element magic book, which was at one corner of a bookshelf. And that book unexpectedly turned out to have all elementary and intermediate magic spells. A dozen or so thick magic books were placed in front of him. Long Yi eagerly started to flip through these books. Till now, all his source of knowledge on magic was from those elementary magic books he had read at the beginning, so his grasp of the main principles could only be described as extremely poor. But he had learned the Gale magic spell without any a trademark's guidance. From this, one couldn't trademark help but describe that his luck, as well as magic comprehension, were of an ultra-high level. Little by little, time elapsed. Long Yi was completely immersed in these books the whole time, and his reading speed was getting faster and faster. His eyeballs were moving from top to bottom so frequently that it was enough to dazzle people. CreativeNovels.com approved only. A trademark all worn out Long Yi finally finished reading Intermediate Magic of the Dark Element, then he stretched his back. After that, he pushed open a few windows, but it was still pitch dark outside, and there was not a single sound from the streets of this small town. Long Yi was dumbfounded. He turned his head and looked at the pile of books which he had already completely read on the table for a while. He then thought, did I finish reading all those books in less than a single night time? Long Yi rather didn't trademark dare to believe it. Although his memory had received specialized training in his previous incarnation, nevertheless, it was also absolutely not possible for him to finish reading these many books in such a short period of time, and it seems like he could completely remember all the things which he had just read. Could it be? I really am a genius, Long Yi proudly thought. Long Yi quickly rushed to the pile of books, then picked up an intermediate magic book of the fire element, and flipped it. Then he discovered that the whole content of this book was already in his mind, without a single error. Could it be that trademark's already been several days? But I was so immersed in reading that book that before I noticed, several days have already passed away, Long Yi thought inside his heart. Very quickly, Long Yi no longer thought about these useless things. Although he remembered the content of these books, he could only recall it and had yet to digest it all. Now, Long Yi knew that magic was not simply divided into elementary, intermediate, and advanced levels, just these three categories. Rather it had a fine division. Every kind of magic is divided into 11 ranks based on its power and magic power consumption. Among them, up to rank 3 belongs to elementary magic, rank 4 to 6 belongs to intermediate magic, rank 7 to 9 belongs to advanced magic, rank 10 belongs to saint-level magic, and rank 11 generally belongs to forbidden magic spells. These forbidden ranked magic were so extremely powerful that they could topple mountains and overturn seas, and also had the might to destroy the heaven and exterminate the earth. Report this ad. The fireball magic spell of the fire element, water ball magic spell of water element, and so on all belong to rank 1 magic spells. Usually, an apprentice magician could only use rank 1 magic spells. Beginner magicians had the ability to grasp at least rank 2 magic spells, and with great difficulty, could also use rank 3 magic spells. Intermediate magicians had the ability to grasp at least rank 3 magic spells, and with great difficulty, rank 4. Advanced magicians at least rank 6 and 7. However, it was at rank 7 in which begun the dividing line. To be able to cast rank 8 magic spells, one needed to be at least a master magician. To be able to cast a rank 9 magic spell, one needs to be at least a mage. To be able to cast rank 10 saint-level magic spells, one needed to be at least an archmage. And finally, to cast a rank 11 forbidden magic spell, one needed to be at least a master archmage. The last two represented the pinnacle of the magic domain.